Mike Hattrup, of course, you know him from Blizzard of Oz, which is showing on the Ski Channel. The movie, you know, you finish up, you wrap. What were your first reactions? Did you know the film was something special, that it was going to, I mean, after all these years, it was going to hold up when you saw the film?
No, I mean, yes, I knew it was something special from the standpoint of it was several layers above what Stump had produced previously.
Yeah.
And so it was, he had a ton of footage and a great storyline. And so, yeah, it was a pretty impactful movie, just, you know, for us, but no idea that it was going to hold up 10 years after, 20 years after the showing.
Yeah, I mean, did you get excited the same way I know I did when you hear that line, there are new ski heroes, right? And there are new ski stories. Because up until that point, it seemed that the only ski heroes at least Americans had were ski racers.
Yeah, well, and I didn't then, nor do I now think of myself as a ski hero, but...
Why is that, you think?
You know, there's a ton of great skiers out there, and yeah, I'm a good skier, and I happen to be, you know, in a very special film.
Yeah.
And that came around at a very special time, because when you think about the guys like in Assignment K2 or the performers, if you went to see that film in a gymnasium, that was it. You saw it and you never saw it again.
Yeah.
Whereas Blizzard was on the early stages of VCRs, and people would watch it 100 times. And so I think that's part of what led to it being such a landmark film.
It was interesting how it all unfolded. I never expected this film to be such an inspiration, you know, and it literally changed people's lives. Boy, the industry changed overnight, it seemed like. You know, when Scott Gaffney and Shane McConkey and Kent Kreitlers, and that was kind of the next generation, you know, and those guys were so respectful and so supportive, and, you know, they were a great group of guys. You know, McConkey's really done a lot for the industry as well.
Plugged into the VCR, The Blizzard of Oz. I just watched those movies until the tape was worn out, and then I went out and, you know, tried to go bigger than those guys.
Do you remember, though, when the reactions started to, you know, the chorus of like, wow, this is a special film, started to build? Did that change your life at that time?
I don't know if it changed my life. It definitely changed some things and changed how you're perceived. Because now in the, you know, in our little ski world, people recognize you that otherwise never would have known you, and you certainly get to do some special things that are, you know, simple things like you're going to go helicopter skiing here, or you get to go in the first tram and stuff that wasn't open to you before.
Yeah.
But then, and we certainly had, you know, small endorsement deals, nothing like what the guys are writing today.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was, nobody ever was going to write me a check for skiing, so otherwise it's, yeah, I don't think it's so different.
Okay. What do you feel like, though, when you see things like the X Games nowadays? You know, events that basically would not be around if not for, you know, the Mike Hattrups, the Scott Schmidts, the Glenn Plakes of the world.
Yeah, I don't know if we ushered that in. I guess we were on the early stages of that. But it's mind-blowing to me to see what these guys are doing now. And it's cool to be, I guess, in the grandfathers of that whole era. I met Tanner Hall last night. I'd never met him before.
Cool.
And he came up and introduced himself and said, hey, thanks, you know, if it wasn't for what you guys did, I wouldn't be here where I am. And
you always got to pay homage, you know what I mean? I grew up watching guys like Glenn Plake, guys like Mike Hattrup, Kevin Andrews, people that really, you know, were just real skiers.
And that's, you know, that's super cool to hear, especially from somebody like Tanner,
yeah,
who's such a talent, and the stuff that these guys are doing now is mind-blowing. I mean, they've, you know, if we open the door a little bit to this world, they blew it off the hinges, because it's a different game now.
That's a perfect analogy right there. That's awesome. When we get back, we're going to talk K2, who he's working with. Also, he's going to fill us in. Mike Hattrup from Blizzard of Oz. He's on Moguls.
The two things that really opened it up are first plastic boots, because plastic boots, when you went from a flimsy leather boot to a plastic one, all of a sudden you got a lot more